Hi everyone, so in today's video I want to talk about some activities that I did over the past few months. The first activity I want to share is our science activities that we did for heating and cooling. One of the activities I want to share is the pumpkin and crayon melting activity. What I did was I peeled some crayons, hot glue them all over this white pumpkin. I did this at home because I didn't have time at school. I brought it in the next day. The first thing I did was laid out some butcher paper because it was going to splash everywhere. Then I had the students predict what's going to happen, draw a before picture, and then I also talk about, when they talked about melting, I asked them to make a prediction on how long they thought it would take for us to see some changes. And then we set the timer, I turn on the dryer, or I turn on the heat gun, and then we just watch. So here's a little clip of them watching what's happening. Another favorite experiment of mine is the popcorn one. So I invested in this hot air popcorn popper. I'll link it down below if you want to give it a try. But this is a great investment because I love seeing the reaction when you take the kernel and they actually see it popping into popcorn. So I gave them a kernel, I had them observe, write down the physical characteristics of the popcorn kernel, and then again have them predict on what they think is going to happen when I turn on the machine and heat is added. So here is a clip of them and their reaction, which is so cute. I love always seeing kids' reaction. They're so excited about everything.
Is something happening?
So we did popcorn, pumpkin, what else? Okay, so that's it for the heating and cooling part. We did other experiments, but I don't have videos of it right now. So then, other experiments we did when we got to parts and systems. Parts and systems, I introduced parts and system as a school is a system and there's parts that made a school. And this idea came from planning, and our assistant principal was in there and she gave us this idea. She gave us this idea, and I thought it was a great introduction to parts and systems. So I added that in when I was teaching the lesson. So we did not a circle mat, a web. I did school as a system, and I guided them to kind of tell me parts of the school. It took them a while. I think they were saying like desks. I guess you could need desks. But anyways, I guided them to kind of talk about, teachers, cafe workers, custodians, and then they started to really understand. And so I said, well, if we're missing this part, will the school system, will it function as well as it could, right? We didn't have cafe workers. Would it function really well? No. So that kind of really got their brain thinking, oh, parts and system. And then another day, as they were finishing their web, I bought some little cars and fire trucks, and that they could put together to really see parts and system in a different way. A fire truck has the ladder. Why is that important? So I set up little stations while the other students were finishing their web of the school system map. The other students were putting together the cars and the little fire trucks and then recording their observations. So they had a lot of fun. Again, if you want to give that a try, I'm going to link the little fire trucks and cars that I use. But there's tons, and you can use other stuff, Legos, or I think that was one activity that we did too. But yeah, So parts and systems. Another thing that I did was I bought some mechanical pencils, and I showed a video that I found on YouTube. YouTube has everything. YouTube has all these videos that you can find of someone taking apart the mechanical pencil and talking about each part. So I thought that was really cool. And then I, gave them all a mechanical pencil, and they really enjoyed that. So that kind of, wrapped up everything together, and they got to take home something. Oh, another thing they got to take home was a puzzle that they made. I gave them a blank puzzle. I wrote their names on it, and they got to decorate it, take it apart, and put it together. So again, that's another example for them to see, and very hands-on, that the little pieces, when you put together, it makes a whole, right? It makes a whole working system. So, and then they got to take it home. It was really fun. So everything we're doing now, they're like, can I take it home? Can we take this home? But they had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. So hopefully you got some ideas from those activities. We started doing push and pull, force and motion in science. We're still doing that. So it's a lot of days for push and pull. I think they get it by now, but trying to think of other things to do. So one fun thing that I really liked and they really enjoyed was they made a marble maze. If I was more prepared, I would have asked them to bring a shoebox or a shoebox top. That way when they made the maze, the marble won't fall off. But instead I had them glue 2 cardstock together to make a more sturdy base. Before they created it, I had them draw with a pencil, like the little lines of where they might place the straw, and how their maze is going to be. I said, you need a start and an end point. So the next day I gave each table group like a bag or 2 of straws. They could cut them, and then I gave them tape. I just walked around, guided them, whoever needed help. I put some tape all around just so it was a little faster. But as you can see, they had so much fun putting their mazes together. They did a great job, and when they were playing with the maze, they had a lot of fun too. So, ooh, did you hear my stomach? Okay, my stomach's growling. But yeah, they had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun watching them. So, but don't get these clear marbles I had, because it falls on the floor and then you can't find them. So get like, I don't know, color marbles or something. But it was fun. It was fun. Let's see, push and pull. And I had a student who brought this. He brought this experiment a while ago. It's the soda and Mentos experiment. And he really, because we were doing all these experiences, he's excited that he had an experiment that he wanted to share. So I was thinking, okay, we'll totally do it. But how I'm, I was thinking of a day where I can kind of incorporate it with the lesson that we're teaching. So this came, so I had it for a couple of days, and then when we started doing push and pull, I thought, oh, this will be a great time to do his experiment. I don't want to, let him down. So, and I've always heard about the Mentos and the Coke stuff, the Coke experiment, but I've never done it. So I incorporated this into push and pull. I had them draw what it looked like first before we went outside. I had them draw the soda, the little top that I put on, the Mentos, and then we went outside, and I was kind of scared because I didn't know how high it was gonna be, but yeah, or what's gonna happen, right? So, okay, what did I do? Okay, so they sat far away, and then I went over there, placed the experiment in the grass, and then I pulled the little trigger where it let the Mentos drop down. Okay, that part was very scary. So as you can see, watch the clip, you can see why I ran away, and then their comments are hilarious.
I wish I could just go through it. Before we did it. running like that?
Because it said to run, so I had to run.
That was
All right, now what happened? How can you explain? Yeah, draw what you saw, and then tell me how that relates to push and pull. What kind of
But
push
yeah,
and
that
pull?
was a lot of fun to watch, and I would totally do it again. Again, you can find this on Amazon, and I'll link this experiment below. I really liked how they had, well, I only used, the instructions said like 3 or 4 Mentos. I only used 1 because I was scared of what was gonna happen. So, but I think next time I want to try like maybe 3. I don't know. We'll see. So that was a lot of fun. Okay, so that was a lot of science. So let me share something that I did for math in small group. You probably saw the reel. Of course, as we were doing composing and decomposing, it's October, so we have to do a little October theme for composing and decomposing, and you need lots of cubes. So for this, when I had small group, I gave them like a little story saying here's all the candies, and each bucket can only fit 10 pieces of candy. So that, and I gave the group a huge, like a pile of cubes, and they counted 10 for each little basket. And then whatever they had like left over, you know, we will write, okay, so there's 4 groups of 10 and 2 left over. Like for example, we have 4 candies and 4 groups of 10 and 2 pieces of candy left over. So then that kind of, I kind of guided them into saying, okay, we have 4 groups of 10s and 2 left over, 4 10s and 2 10s, not 4 10s, 2 1s is what, right? And then again, guide them to count by 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 2. And then we, I had them I had them draw, make a model, and then we wrote 4 10s and then 2 left over, and then I said it could be also 2 1s. So lots of like taking apart cubes and putting cubes together. Lots and lots of just showing them first and then doing everything together. Composing. I have a pile of cubes, you know, what is the easiest way? Let me snap them together by 10s and then count by 10s and then say how much is left over, and then we label 10s and 1s. But yeah, I think we're still doing composing and decomposing. I have candy corn, so I'm not sure if I want to do like candy corn thing. I don't know. I just love doing food items. But yeah. What else? Okay, so in reading, we talked about retelling and the fiction story structure, how the beginning, when you retell, you usually, you know, talk about the character setting, the middle, we talk about problem events, and the end is usually when you state the solution. So during October, our favorite read aloud is, of course, Stellaluna. Love that story, it's so cute. I know it's long, but as you're going through the read aloud, just kind of stop and pause and talk or ask questions and do, you know, a little think aloud, or you know, I noticed here that in the beginning, you know, just kind of model out the retell. And after that, the students wrote character setting in like a graphic organizer. We did that together, and after that I kind of model how to use a graphic organizer to write sentences and do a whole retell. And of course, then we did this cute Stellaluna craft, and they used their graphic organizer to help them write a whole retell. So, and then we hung that out in the pod in the hallway, and it's really cute. Let me show you. Another super cute and fun activity that we did was I read this book, The Hallo-Wiener. It's such a cute story. It's a story about Oscar, the little wiener dog. He gets made fun of because he's a wiener dog, and on Halloween he's so excited, but his mom bought him a costume, and surprise, it was a hot dog. He didn't want to hurt his mom's feelings, so he wore the hot dog costume anyways. So at the end of the story, Oscar saves the day, and his other friend stops making fun of him and ends up calling him a hero sandwich instead of wiener dog. So for this super cute activity, the students create a costume for Oscar, and it says, "I don't want to be a hot dog, I want to be a blank." And the kids did such a great job, and it turned out so cute. They had a lot of fun with this activity, and so did I. If you want to do this activity, I will link the template down below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I also hope that you got some great ideas out of it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.